Today, we're going to be diving into the best decks you can play this week that are ready to hit the meta and shake shit up. These aren't just for fun, they've got some serious potential to dominate. From fresh archetypes to powerful new combos, I'll be breaking down why these decks are working, how to play them, and what makes them stand out from the rest. First up is a grass-type powerhouse featuring Celebi EX and Serperior. If you like high damage early plays combined with strong energy synergy, this is a must-try for you. And here's why it works. So Celebi EX's power. This is the star of the deck because it has Powerful Bloom, an attack that deals extra damage based on the number of energies attached to it. Flip coins equal to your grass count, and every head means 50 extra damage. Since it only costs 2 energy, you can start pumping 100 damage really early. But why Serperior? Well, Serperior's Jungle Totem doubles the value of each grass energy attached, turning 2 energy into 4 flips. Suddenly, Celebi EX is a terrifying win condition capable of knocking out major threats. So for the strategy and support, we have Chatot, which provides hand refresh with its Mimic attack, letting you shuffle your hand and draw new cards equal to your opponent's hand size. And of course we have Erica, who is key for healing, putting one of your grass Pokemon out of range of a knockout and slowing down the opponent's win condition. Remember, the cool thing about this deck is the early game consistency. Chatot will be buying you time while Serperior is adding up its resources to start flowing. The focus here will be ramping up your Celebi EX with reliable coin flips for the late game damage. All in all, the Celebi EX Serperior combo will be a high risk, high reward strategy with massive damage potential. If you love flipping coins for extremely high stakes and devastating attacks, this deck is one you want to pick. Next up, we've got a water type synergy decks featuring Gyarados EX, Vaporeon, and Starmie EX. If you're into the really big, tanky attackers backed by a flexible energy movement, you'll love this one. So here's why it's good. It has fantastic early game pressure. Starmie EX has always been great at this, strong with its Hydro Splash, which is doing 90 damage. It essentially keeps you in control while you set up your larger attackers. Then we've got Gyarados EX. Once ready, Gyarados EX will take over with Rampaging Whirlpool. It does 140 damage while discarding a random energy from all Pokemon on the field. This can completely disrupt your opponent's strategy, forcing them to slow down. But careful, you don't want that to land on yourself. And of course we have Vaporeon, one of the brand new cards. It has a key role in this deck. So its ability Washout moves water energy from your bench Pokemon to your active one. Pair this with Starmie EX's low retreat cost to quickly shift energy to Gyarados EX for quick damage. And of course, with any deck, you can't not have a Misty. Misty lets you flip coins for water energy acceleration. Even hitting 1 or 2 heads can make all the difference in setting up a Gyarados EX real early. And of course, there is the new card, Leaf. Leaf is an X retreat, but on steroids. It allows you to do it when you've got 2 energies, which is fantastic because Gyarados EX can retreat without having to lose all 3 waters. It will just lose 1, which is really no big deal because of course Vaporeon can just pass more energy over, as can Misty. This deck is phenomenal. Now, for all the toxic people out there, this Scolipede Weezing deck is sneaky and extremely deadly. It is a slower setup, but once you get the ball rolling, your opponents won't know what hit them. Scolipede has an amazing attack. It's Venoshock. It deals 70 base damage, but if the opponent is poisoned, it jumps straight to 120. That is a ridiculous payoff for just 2 energies. So how do we get poison? Well, we gotta set it up, right? So we put out Weezing, who applies poison with its Gas Leak ability while stalling with Tackle. And of course we have Whirlipede, who does do poison damage with Poison Sting while evolving into that Scolipede Sweeper. And let's not forget about Koga. Koga allows you to pull back Weezing into your hand when it's about to be knocked out, which allows you to buy a lot of time to transition into a Scolipede. This deck thrives on reliability, with constant poison damage, strong setup with Scolipede, and a solid support from Koga. If you enjoyed grinding down all your opponents while playing it smart, you gotta pick this one. So next up is our Pidgeot EX and Druddigon. It's a colorless and dragon control deck. It's for those who are looking for a very flexible and meta-ready build. Pidgeot EX and Druddigon offer great board control and creative combos. Pidgeot EX's Scattering Cyclone, which deals 80 damage plus 20 more for each Pokemon on your opponent's bench. Against crowded boards, this attack becomes massive. So here's one of the combos with the Poké Flute. Your opponents will avoid overfilling their bench to weaken Scattering Cyclone. Pokemon Flute, however, counters this by pulling Pokemon from their discard pile onto their bench, which will bump up your damage. Because this deck does sort of rely on having 1 or 2 Pokemon knocked out to get Poké Flute really in use, you got some early game tools. We have Kangaskhan, who provides early pressure with Dizzying Punch, as well as Druddigon, which just adds chip damage with Rough Skin, punishing opponents for attacking. Just think, if you throw this out and your opponent throws out, say, a Ponyta, will the Ponyta want to go attack you? Probably not. This deck is effectively a punishment deck. If they attack, they get get hurt. And if you like controlling the flow of the game, you gotta try this deck because you can blow everything up with that Pidgeot. We have Aerodactyl EX as well, and I like to call him the Disruption Master. Why is Aerodactyl EX amazing? So we have Primal Law, which prevents your Pokemon from evolving their Pokemon. This ability alone can completely shut down evolution-heavy decks and buy you critical time. But of course, you can't just rely on Aerodactyl EX, we've got to have some backup attackers. So we've got Primate, who can deal 100 damage when he's already damaged, so you just throw in the main key to make sure that damage is there. So he's perfect for the mid-game pressure. If Primate is knocked out, we also have Marshadow. Marshadow has Revenge, and it will deal boosted damage if it comes out and attacks after one of your Pokemon have been knocked out, which allows you to get some really quick knockouts quite quickly. This deck will honestly frustrate and shut down opponents with very minimal effort. If you do enjoy disrupting and playing against the meta, and I would love to see more decks like this being played. And it wouldn't really be a deck wrap-up without mentioning Mewtwo EX and Mew EX, because the Psychic synergy is crazy. This is definitely one of the most versatile and flexible decks in the game. So some things never change. We have the Gardevoir Ramp. You got Psy Shadow to accelerate energy onto your active Pokemon, letting you hit harder and faster. Mew EX is super flexible. With genome hacking, it will let you copy any of your opponent's active attacks. Facing a heavy hitter? Well, just turn the firepower right against them. Mew EX is a situational Pokemon. Then we've got a brand new card, Mythical Slab. It allows you to draw consistently by pulling Psychic-type Pokemon from the deck, ensuring that you hit your key cards quite early. And we have other support like Sigilyph and Jinx. Sigilyph's Spike Draw allows you to draw, which is just fantastic. And Jinx of course rounds out for utility setups. So all in all, Mewtwo EX does actually remain a dominant win condition, but Mew EX now adds to Psychic decks the unpredictability to outplay opponents. This deck has just adapted and it's got even better in the meta. And that is a wrap on the best day 1 Mythical Island decks to play in Pokémon Pocket TCG. Whether you're flipping coins with Celebi EX, disrupting strategies with Aerodactyl EX, or just copying moves with Mew EX, there's something here for every single type of player. Now, down in the comments below, tell me, what kind of decks are you playing? Are you playing something like one of these ones, or are you playing completely different ones? Drop down your deck list down below. Let's talk. I want to see what everybody is playing, and maybe we'll make some more videos around them. Alright, well, thanks for watching everybody. Subscribe if you like this content, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, go play some Pokemon TCG Pocket or something.